I'm all ears.
I'm all ears.
I'm all ears.
Lend me your ear.
I'm all ears.
Listen well.
I have a word with I'm all ears.
I'm all ears.
I'm all ears.
I'm all ears.
Yeah, I know it pretty well.
You got it tight.
I got it pretty tight. I was like thinking about it in my head, like in the shower,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh man, people are either gonna hate this or love it. Too thick. Yeah.
I mean, I've only heard it told. I don't know if I've ever heard you tell it, but I've only heard it kind of told, or at least the premise of what it is, through friends of ours, like through Gordo and Sam, who are also previous guests of the show. So you're in quite the class of mediocre comics here coming out of this show.
Yeah. We're the Bob's Big Boy crew.
Bob's Boys, dude. So yeah, I haven't actually heard it directly from you, but like just off the description alone, I think it's already one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
Oh yeah. Terrifying experience, but hilarious.
Yeah.
Also hilarious that you just have yourself on a mug.
Yeah, me and my now deceased dog Patchy.
Oh yeah.
My buddy who gave me a lot of the studio equipment is the one who made me this mug. So shout out to Joey Kirk.
Shout out Joey Kirk.
Cheers to you, my friend. Thank
Cheers
you for coming
to you,
in.
of course.
Before we really get started, I got a question I have to ask you.
Yes.
Do you think it's too late for me to get on SNL?
Is that part recorded? That's so funny.
Yeah, we're rolling.
Oh man,
Yeah, we're off and running.
Inside jokes, baby. Perfect for a podcast.
That
Perfect
is,
for reach.
It's just, if you guys out there are wondering, me and Matt just have this really immense drive to get on SNL, and we just want to know if it's too late.
Yeah. Actually,
You could be a writer.
yeah. But it's funny. Well, actually, we should give some context because the context is kind of funny for this.
It's very funny. So I had somebody over here, and I doubt this person will ever be listening to this. I had a buddy of mine over here, and he's a comic. He's a little bit of a notorious figure, kind of in the LA comedy scene. He's a very love him or hate him type guy. And we were over here writing a sketch one day, and he's older. I think he's well into his 40s, like gray head of hair. And we're walking out and chit-chatting. We're going to the Ha Ha Cafe, and we get to the bottom of the steps of my apartment, and he just goes, dude, can I ask you a question? Out of nowhere. He goes, do you think it's too late for me to get on SNL? And I didn't know what to say because in the back of my head, my answer was, yes, absolutely. It's too late, and you probably never had a shot. But I just go, you could be a writer.
Which is actually, I mean, also not true. Yeah, because it's like being a writer is also like that's still 12 people.
Yeah, there's only 12 of them, and it's a very prestigious job, and it goes to like the top sketch personnel in the country.
Or if you just went to Harvard, it's just like that's what they look at.
You get shoehorned in at The Simpsons and at SNL if you have a Harvard degree, which doesn't make any sense because Harvard's a law school. I don't know what about the American justice system that Fox and NBC find hilarious, but
yeah, I don't know. Well, because I when I was driving here, I'm a little late because I got held up. The writer's strike is going on.
Oh fuck!
And they're just like in front of my car, and I was like, dude, move out of the way.
Yeah, I'm going to actually make an attempt at what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
While you support yourselves and I support you, get out of my way and let me fly.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what's funny about the writer's strike? It's like, so I know so many people, me included, that would just kill for those jobs, and they're like,
100%.
"Oh, we're only making $5,000 a week instead of $20,000 a week," and you're like, "Dude, I'd fucking blow somebody."
100%.
And it's all it's all like white guys who look like they went to Harvard. It's all like clean, and I'm like, "There's no way you guys are good at writing shows."
Yeah,
and it's also like it's one picket sign said, "No shows." No money, no shows, and I'm like, I'll fucking apply to this then. And also, it's like for sitcoms. When's the last time you've seen a good like network sitcom?
Dave.
Yeah, but I was saying, is Dave even? Because that's FX, right?
Yeah, is that not network?
I mean, that's I mean, like ABC, NBC. Did I unplug this?
You might have just loosened it. You're good.
I was saying because I can only hear out of the. Sorry, I got too excited there.
What'd you do? You broke my janky studio. That's okay. There it goes. That's better.
Yeah. I can hear out of both now. I got too hyped up. Well, because I think one time I went on this date with a girl who writes for this ABC show,
What
And
show is it?
I forget. It was something where just like it's one of those shows where it's like an older woman. She's weird, but she's fun. She works in an office, but she's cool. It's one of those shows. And the date was going so bad because at first it went bad because I think she thought I was way hotter than I was. I was so disappointing in person, I think. Because like some of my pictures are old. I was a little bit of a catfish. I was a fat fish.
A fat fish?
Yeah. And
One of those blob fishes?
yeah, and I'm sober, so we went on an ice cream date, and she was like just clearly hitting on this like young ice cream guy who was
What a
scooping it.
bitch.
Oh yeah. So then I was just like, fuck it. I'm making this date. I'm just being kind of weird. I'm asking her salary.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and it was a lot. I was like,
Really?
oh man, I felt so bad. It was like she was getting paid like $6,000 a week.
At what point, like in a bad date like that, do you just go fuck this and leave?
I don't leave. I kind of am like, all right.
Do you just make a bit out of it?
I don't make a bit out of it. I will say so. I will just pry information that I would like to know. It's just being like in the middle, like, what's your body count?
That's hilarious.
That's just like.
Speaking of information that we want to know, my guest today, the hilarious Matt Byrne, everybody. Thank you for coming on, buddy.
Thank you.
So there's, you're kind of a little notorious in our small group of friends. You got into some shit years ago, yeah?
Yeah.
So you are from Philadelphia originally.
Yes, Bucks County technically, but I lived in Philly for like as in college and like early adult.
What?
life.
How far away? You say Box County or Bucks County?
Bucks County.
Bucks, like the Milwaukee Bucks?
Yeah.
Okay. Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Is that where this took place?
No, this actually took place in North Philadelphia, which is notorious for not being the best neighborhood.
Okay.
Because it's very, it's fucking like because what's weird is I went to Temple University, and Temple University is just, it's a big campus, but it's just in the middle of the projects.
Okay.
Which kind of makes it worse because people who are getting kicked out of their places and the neighborhoods being gentrified, they're just like mad now. So it's just not a good combo to begin with. So like walking at night.
So you just have sketchy,
Temple.
pissed off people?
Yes. Well,
That's I don't like my sketchy people pissed off. I prefer my sketchy people in a good mood.
oh yeah.
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
I want a sketchy person to be like, I'll suck your dick for drugs.
Yeah,
Instead
that's
of-
I want them offering me goods and services for just lowest dollar amount of imaginable. That's how I
Yeah.
like my sketchy person.
I like my sketchy person with goodies.
Yeah. So just start from the top. I don't even know how to I try and usually give a little bit of head, a little bit of a header to lead people in, and
Yeah.
I don't even know how to approach this.
Yeah, it's a very. I don't know even how you could do a whole podcast on one story, but because it's just.
I know it's a quick one, so don't worry about length or anything. Just tell it how it is. And
So I was coming back. I was coming back from actually Kevin O'Fee, friend of the show. He had this backyard show just at Temple because So that part's not important. So it's not important why I was at the house, So I was walking back from a house party show at Temple University. I was just walking back.
And where what kind of a neighborhood is this?
It is, so it's like I said, it's Temple University, so it's half project, half students. So it's kind of you shouldn't be walking at night.
Sure. And what time was this?
It was at 2 a.m.
Oh man.
So I was walking back from a house party at 2 a.m. in North Philadelphia. I went to Wendy's because I was just I don't even drink, but I was just I'm going to eat a bunch of.
You had some sober drunchies?
Yeah, I was sober munchie. Yeah. And then I walk back.
Do you remember what you got at Wendy's?
I got 3 crispy chicken sandwiches.
I don't know why that's funny. That is. Not to preface thing, but that's the most retarded person order I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, no, I was beasting. On crispy chicken sandwich.
That is, that's a great low calorie, high protein. We were joking the other night that you have the body and the build and sort of wardrobe of a wrestler, even though you never wrestled, right?
No,
but you do dress and
player.
Just the fact that you look like a corn-fed white dude, you're stocky, kind of thick boy, a little shorter.
Yeah.
And the fact that you like dressed in usually all sweats and like
Yeah,
off-brand, just like state clothes. Like you were wearing a shirt the other night that just said Arizona.
Yeah, I have like 6 of those shirts. One says Arizona, one says Providence,
That makes no sense.
one says Princeton. Well, it's just colleges,
Yeah,
but they're
just
cheap T-shirts.
But it looks like you wrestled in all of these places. And if I didn't know you, I'd be like, man, Matt really got around. He really wrestled his way across the United States. So you're walking back. You got 3 chicken sandwiches and a glorious greasy Wendy's bag.
Yeah.
Did you eat at the Wendy's or did you get it to go?
No, I'm like, you know what? I'm saving these babies for the house.
Solid move.
So,
Those are bed sandwiches.
so what happened was I was like, and this is like a mile walk. I don't even know why I was walking because I didn't have a car there, but it was not far enough for a train. And I'm like, I'm not gonna get an Uber. What am I, like a bougie person? So I'm walking like a mile, and then this guy, like this just kind of like homeless looking guy. I kind of don't really like. I see him coming, but I'm just like, oh, it's just a homeless guy. I'll probably ask for money. He like grabs me, like pushes me. So there was like just this kind of wall, like some in North Philly. There's just like some walls, like I don't even know why. So he like pushed me against the wall.
That's the land of Donald Trump, just random walls.
Yeah. So I was walking from Wendy's with 3 crispy chicken sandwiches. And I get pushed against the wall, and they're just like flying up in the air.
Your chicken sandwiches went flying?
Yeah.
And what way did this guy grab you? Did he grab you like by the shoulders? Did he grab you by the torso?
He grabbed me like by the chest because he like got
by one of your your shirts. He wrinkled up your Connecticut shirt.
Yeah. So he like grabbed me, pushed me again, and I'm like, oh fuck. And then he like pulls out like a pocket knife.
Oh fuck.
And he's like, give me all your money or I'll fucking kill you.
Describe this guy for me.
What do you mean?
Just give me like a general breakdown. You said he was homeless. White guy, black guy, Latino.
Black guy. But I'm not going to say black guy.
I know.
Because it doesn't matter if it's a black guy.
We're just painting the mental picture here for people.
Yeah.
You know, pieces of shit come in all shapes, sizes, colors, especially in northern Philadelphia. So this guy grabs you.
So he grabs me, pushes me against this wall, and the food's flying out.
Horrible.
Which hilarious image if you're just walking by.
Yeah.
Just a homeless black guy pressing against like a dorky white guy, and literally his food flying out.
That's amazing.
It's like it's like a fucking like Ed and Eddie fucking scene or something. And so he pulls out the pocket knife. He's like, give me money or I'll fucking kill you. And like I didn't have like any money on me. Like I just didn't bring because I was right next to my house, so I just didn't have anything.
Mm-hmm.
So
what'd you pay for the chicken sandwiches with? Card?
Well, I just had cash. I had loose cash.
Got you.
But I didn't have any left. I was just like, all right, $5, whatever.
Sure.
And then so I didn't have any money. So I was like, I'm fucked. So in my head, I made this quick. See, I'm like Kanye. Name one genius that ain't crazy. But so I'm kind of like working out in my head. I'm like, all right, who do even the shittiest like types of people have empathy for? I'm like, oh, Down syndrome. I'm gonna pretend to have Down syndrome.
Oh my!
Because I'm already like, if you look at my face, I'm already like halfway there. Like it's not.
You don't have like you're not like a Shane Gillis looking guy.
I don't have Down syndrome face, but I have Down syndrome body.
You have
if
Down
I do the
syndrome
face,
voice a little bit. Like you've got a stuffy nose voice.
Yeah. So I got thanks for the compliment. But yeah, so I got those 2 things going for me.
So what did you say to this guy? Like he's got the knife up against your chest, and he says, "Give me all your money, or I'll fucking kill you." And this had to have this plan of yours had to have come on pretty quick.
Oh, it's the because if I'm scared, because the thing is, well, I think that's why sometimes it's like good to be scared in certain things. Because even with like if you're scared for like, let's say you're gonna like bungee jump or something, because you'll just be like, oh fuck it, like your fight or flight will take over.
Yeah.
So that's just what happened, and my mind was like working at a mile a minute. I was like, all right, I'm gonna pretend I have Down syndrome. If it doesn't work, I guess I'm dead.
Yeah.
But if it does work, I get to go home.
Yeah. So what are the first words out of your mouth?
I put my hands on my ears and I start
move.
making noise. I was like, which is very very offensive. I know it's like I'm not audience. I'm not saying that Downs. I'm not like making fun of Downs. I'm saving my life at this point.
Sure.
So I have the hands on my ears and I'm going, and he's kind of like a little like frazzled. Like I frazzled him a little bit. And I kept saying, I was just like, all right, what's just like a sentence I could say
that is so. All right, go ahead.
No, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, like, on the outside, you're going, you're doing your best impersonation of what you think is a person with a mental disability.
Oh yeah,
as offensive as it is. But on the inside, your gears are turning. Going,
oh yeah,
what can I think of in this exact moment?
Yeah, name one genius and it crazy.
Exactly. So what did you come up with?
I
already have tears in my eyes over this fucking story.
So I had the hand over the ears, and I keep them over the ears because I'm like, okay, this looks way more believable. Because if I just do the face, I'm not selling it enough. It's like if you're doing a stand-up bit and you're just like doing an act out. It's like you got to sell that act out.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing here. I'm selling the act out. So I'm putting the hands on the ears. I'm kind of like doing like the shake. And I see he's frazzled, so I'm like, all right, I might got something here. So I just said, "Mommy," I was like, I kept saying like, "Mommy, I want to go home. Mommy, I want to go home. Mommy." And what's funny is it's just like he's like, I can see in his face he's like debating. He's like, hey, "Did I fuck?
Should I kill this motherfucker?"
Yeah.
Also, I don't want to say who let him out. Why is this guy out all by himself at 2 a.m. getting Wendy's?
Well, this is like a half mile away. So I'm a half mile. So the Wendy's is like a mile from my place. I'm walking like a half a mile away. So
but this guy's got to be thinking like, doesn't this person have a handler or like a guardian that should not be letting this guy
I mean,
out?
he's probably on drug. Well, the thing is, it's like if it's a homeless guy who has like a pocket, he's probably like on some type of drug.
True.
Just to like, especially be out at 2 a.m, just walking around.
Yeah.
You're on something.
True.
So he's probably not thinking that clearly.
True. So you're just repeatedly saying, "Mommy, I want to go home."
Yeah, yeah. And now he's kind of scared, which is weird because like it's kind of fucking jarring if you know what I mean, especially if you're like high, because I don't know what he's on. He's high on something.
Could you tell that he was fucked up on something?
I mean, you kind of.
Or is that just like his general demeanor?
General demeanor. I mean, I'd say if you're homeless in like cold climates, you're on.
Yeah, you got to be on PCP or something. You need to do something to stimulate your duodenum or whatever it is that controls your body's.
And the rent's not that high in Philly. You can you can live in a place.
I've always said, it's crazy. You see a lot of homeless people like in Venice. You see a lot of homeless people in Santa Monica. Homeless people in Hollywood. But when you see homeless people in the Valley, you really got to be fucking up to be homeless in the Valley.
Yeah, because you're just like you're just walking by like relatively decent sized houses.
How are you gonna be homeless in Reseda? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really.
So this guy's frazzled. What I want you to, if you could, and if you're willing to do it, what face are you making?
Because I can't see my face, so I don't know what. I'm trying to like remember. So I'm basically doing anything with my, because I also kind of look like I look Down syndrome when I fuck. So I was trying to do like those faces because I remember a few girls have complained about my fucking faces.
Do they specifically say you look like you have an extra chromosome?
No, but they're kind of heavily alluding to it.
Okay.
Because they're like, why are you making all those weird faces and the tongue out? I tend to do like the Jordan tongue. I don't know. I like, if I'm really into it.
You're just Scooby-Dooing over these chicks?
Oh, yeah. I'm Scooby-Dooing.
Just slobbering over these poor girls?
Oh, yeah. I'm with like.
The retarded face?
Oh, yeah. Some girls like the retarded face, though, because they're like, oh, that means you're into it.
Yeah, there might be,
I mean,
there's a kink for everybody.
Well, if I looked like Brad Pitt or something, nobody would care about the retarded face. But because I'm not attractive enough to like get away with that.
Yeah, I would love to see Brad Pitt Scooby-Doo tonguing over some chick and just like, "Mommy, I want to go home. Mommy, I want to go home." While he's fucking.
Yeah.
About to dump.
So I'm doing whatever face I do when I'm fucking. Because I also, that's another thing that was racing in my brain. I'm like, oh, girls say I look weird when I fuck. I'll just do that face. I was like my brain is just coming up with things. I'm like,
You're thinking quick on your feet. It's all that chicken protein that's going to your brain.
it's all that improv.
There you go.
Yeah, that should be the first Groundlings course. Is get mugged.
How to get mugged.
Yeah.
How to get mugged and survive.
Yeah.
So, what is this guy's initial reaction? I know you said he was shocked. Like, what does he say after you've got the face going, you got the mommy, I want to go home, the tongue is out?
He's like, stop. He's kind of like, what's weird, he's almost trying to calm me down so he can
continue his robbery.
threaten me. Yeah, so he can finish the robbery.
Like, man, will you shut up? I got a job to do.
Because it's also, too, is like, the thing is, if I'm yelling, like, mommy, I want to go home, and I'm like, hands on the ears, it's pressed against the wall, I'm really calling attention if anybody walks by. This guy's toast.
Fucked.
So I think that's the thing too. He was trying to he was like, oh, the block is hot. You know what I mean?
Dude, this reminds me, I saw a TikTok of a guy in a wheelchair. I forget where he was at. I want to say it could have been Pennsylvania. It might have been. And he was a notorious scammer. He would go around telling people that he was in a motorcycle act. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he... God, I don't want to do the voice. I mean, he's doing it. I'm doing an impersonation of him doing the voice. But he sort of talked like this. Like, he talked a little bit like Walter Jr., like an extreme version of Walter Jr. from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And he say, I got in motorcycle accident. And he made a living off of that. And then at the end of the video, the news catches him. And he's like, hey, man, I'm the best there is at this shit, bruh. He's like, I've been making a living. I make anywhere between $65,000 to $100,000 a year out here. I'm the best there is.
Crazy.
He's got a fucking degree. He's got a college degree, like a master's degree in speech pathology. So he's able to do the voice.
Oh, man.
Very convincingly. But I'll have to send it to you because it's a fucking hilarious TikTok.
How does that guy do his taxes, by the way?
I don't know. I mean, he was, yeah, for real. He was in a wheelchair and everything because I guess the motorcycle accident did happen.
Yeah.
But he wasn't mentally damaged from it. Maybe he just had like a bum foot or something. But this guy's like the king of the scammers. At the end of the TikTok, you can't even be mad at him. You're like, dude, I like this guy. When he starts bragging about how good he is at what he does, he's like, I'm glad y'all busted me, man. And they're like, so you think you're going to pack up your show and move it on the road? And he's like, hell no. He's like, all right, I'd love to stay and talk to you guys, but I got to go make this money, bro. And he rolls away. Anyway, so this guy.
I mean, I try to follow up on that. I'm just thinking like that guy. He must be a nightmare for the IRS because he's like, where does your money come from? And he's like, a bunch of cash deals.
Yeah.
a bunch of smooth cash deals.
Mostly from the bottom of a Philadelphia Flyers hat. That's where most of my money comes from. So this guy's telling you to stop. And did you flag? Was your SOS signal? Did it actually catch anybody's attention? Like, did anybody in the neighborhood see or hear you?
Nobody was really awake. I'm sure it woke some people up. They're like, what the fuck is going on?
Okay.
But eventually I just was screaming in the voice. Like just gibberish. Cause I was like, if I can just say gibberish, cause the mommy want to go home thing, that might get old after a little bit.
Sure.
Cause this was going on for like 5 minutes. It was really bizarre.
That's a really long time.
It might have been less, but it felt like 5 minutes.
5 minutes. If we were to just sit here in 5 minutes worth of silence, that would feel like an eternity. You know what I mean?
You want to try it?
We could do like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
No, I would kill myself if I had to do that with anybody. But 5 minutes worth of that. I mean, any minuted amount of time that's a long time to just be shouting this.
Yeah, I don't know if it's 5. Once again, I have no idea if it's 5 minutes. It felt long as.
I'm sure.
It felt long as hell because I'm like, he's really committed to this.
Okay.
And then I think I do kind of like a shriek where like and I like put my. So actually, I've never told anybody about this part of the story. I put both hands in my pants and do like a little shriek, like dancing, and I'm just screaming.
What?
So I put my hands in my pants and I'm just like, I'm basically just. It's almost like creating a diversion.
Yeah. I think they teach shit like that in like women's self-defense classes. Like,
yeah, I should teach one.
You go for the groin. Yeah, yours is going to be all based on Down syndrome. All right, this is going to be a pretty unconventional class, ladies. I know your last instructor told you first thing you want to do, kick to the groin, clutch your purse, and run.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you a different route.
Yeah. I'm gonna take you down a different path, if you know what I mean.
So you grab your wiener.
No, I'm going like this. So I have underwear, by the way. So I'm like going like this. So I'm going like visual. For the podcast.
Okay.
I'm going like this. I'm like, I like doing this as a dance.
Okay. That's amazing.
It's so funny to do that. Act out. I'll probably drop the headphones.
Yeah, let me take these off so I can do this act out.
I was like, Channing needs to know exactly what this looks like.
I want to hear every single detail that you have, so that's great. Then what happens?
And then that's the point where he just runs away. Because he's like,
just up and left?
Well, because he was just like, this is out of my realm. Because I also think, too, at that point, because I think I saw like certain lights turn on. Because you know how like certain, you're in like a cities like Philly, like some people's, you'll see like a light turn on.
In a window.
In a window, yeah.
Some Alfred Hitchcockian shit, but he instead of like, what was that movie, that Alfred Hitchcock movie, the window one?
Anchorman?
No. What the fuck was it? Vertigo or something, I think it's called. One of those. But he's like watching through the window.
Yeah.
But in this shitty Alfred Hitchcock, it's just you with your hands down your pants pretending to have Down syndrome.
Yeah. So I think that's what I assume he ran.
Got spooked.
He got spooked. He saw like the lights and he's like, oh, I'm in deep, like I'm caught.
Yeah.
So he just runs.
If he gets caught actually mugging a mentally disabled person, he's in a lot of fucking trouble. If you get caught by somebody else coming out to save you and you're pretending to be mentally disabled, it could be just as bad for you.
Oh, yeah, because I remember I've tried to tell this story on stage and people immediately tune out when I say
that's amazing.
Pretending to have Downs. Because people just don't want to, I think people just don't want to hear that.
Right.
Especially, and for stand-up, everything has to be so contextualized where it's like, you're going after like a girl just talking about
small dicks or something.
Yeah.
Tinder dates.
Or you're just like dating in LA is hard, and then you're like, I faked to have Down syndrome. Like it's such a weird heel turn.
Stand up is a very weird buffet.
Yeah,
it's a very strange flight of different personalities and
there's certain things that do not go well at the buffet. No, like unless you're like a real pro. Yeah. There's certain things where it's just like you bring up. It's like
there are certain rooms where shit like that won't fly. Like I don't know why, but anytime I try and go a little darker or I guess offensive, in any sort of a way, which like it's fun to lean into material like that, it never goes well at like the Nightcap.
Interesting.
Yeah, which I love that place, but like any sort of like offensive humor, I've always bombed with in that room.
Interesting. I feel the opposite. I feel for me that place is fine. I forget there's some places where I if it's like even a little, if it's like certain alti rooms I get uncomfortable because I'm so not that look.
Yeah.
So it's like everything I say is loaded.
Yeah.
So like, but sometimes
those alti East Side rooms, you got to be careful with what you say. I've gotten into an argument with a chick with armpit hair.
Yeah, but I kind of realized the thing with those. And I know we're kind of going offshore a little bit,
good.
But I was saying like the story's practically over. So it's basically like he runs away and then I'm running back home and I'm like, ugh.
Did you grab your chicken sandwiches?
No, I'm not grabbing
you
the
left
chicken sandwiches. I'm not picking those up. They're just on the ground.
But they were in the wrapper.
Who knows at this point? It's probably
honestly, I can't say that I'm as good of a person as you. I think I would have picked those chicken sandwiches up and tried to salvage them. Unless they were like in the
Now you'd have been too terrified. You'd have been too terrified to even think about
That's
the sandwich.
true.
Because I literally sprinted.
That's true.
I literally sprinted home. And what's funny is my girlfriend at the time was there. And she was like, oh, how was the show? And I was like, it was good. It was a good show. It's nice to see you, Kevin.
Did you have to shake the voice?
Yeah, I was like,
was a good. I'm sorry. It was.
I
a good
didn't
show.
tell her what happened because she was like very like. I dated somebody who just really didn't like humor, which was an odd.
That's weird.
And I dated her for like 7 months. She like just didn't like.
And you guys lived together?
No. She was just like, like in college, like when you have a girlfriend, she's just staying at your place while you're out, just kind of like holding down the fort or whatever. And she comes back and I'm like, she's probably not even gonna like this story. She'll probably get mad at me because the reason I didn't tell her, because one time she like we were having sex and she saw a sock on the floor and she was like, my dick was inside her and she was like, Matt, there's a sock on the floor. And I was like,
Oh my God.
I was like, yeah, it was really
Did she
bad
have
relationship.
OCD or something?
No, I think she just didn't like me very much.
So she was just looking for any reason to get you out of her.
Yeah. It's very weird when people just date people they don't like, but they just stick. It's the weirdest thing I've
That
ever
is
seen.
weird. We have another friend who did that for a long time. When I first met this person, they were dating. They're two comics. I won't tell you who they are. Maybe off the
Sebastian Maniscalco and
exactly. That's
and
exactly
Amy
what it was.
Schumer.
Yeah, that's a notorious comedy couple. But no, this person was dating somebody and like was very the opposite of who they are in real life, but they were just this way for this specific relationship. And I talk to them now and I'm like, why were you doing that? And they're always just like, I don't fucking know. Like I just wanted to be this person in any relationship, and I picked this person to date and acted this way with them. And they're like, I'm so not that person.
That's a really good point. People do that. And it's
People
really
do
weird.
that. It's fucking psychopathic. And this person is completely normal, but they're always like, yeah, I know that was a weird time. I'm sorry you had to see that. So you get home, your girlfriend. You didn't even tell her?
No, I was too. Well, that's how like bad certain relationships are, where you're like, I can't even tell her this funny / scary thing that happened.
Yeah. I would have known right that second. If I couldn't walk in and tell my girlfriend, hey, I just almost got mugged and I had to pretend to have Down syndrome to get out of it. And if she had any reaction that wasn't the exact same as mine, I'd been like, you got to hit the road, Jack.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But what's funny is I was like, she was like, I was like lying to her because she was like, you're really sweaty and out of breath. Are you okay? I'm like, yeah. But then after I said I was okay, she was like, yeah, why are you? You need to take a shower before you get in the bed. I'm like, all right. I was even getting like dumped on as soon as I got home.
Jeez, dude, what a rough night. Did you at least have a good set?
Yeah. I remember the set went well.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
You need to shower before you get in the bed and pick your socks up.
Yeah. No, it was literally, and then I was, trying to get coochie, didn't work out. And I was just
trying
like,
to get coochie.
And I do this all the time. Like, it's the biggest power move ever. Like if your queen is not making love, if she's not making love to you, just be like, I sometimes say, I'm gonna jerk off in the bathroom. I've done that so many times. It's like, I'm gonna jerk off, and then I actually jerk off in the bathroom. And they're like, "Do you just jerk off in the bathroom?" I'm like, "Yeah."
I told you I was going to.
Said it was. You said it wasn't on tonight, so I took.
I got to get this demon out one way or the other.
I think
You can be a part of the process, or I can fly solo.
I think women are kind of turned on by it because they're like,
so?
oh, he can do without me.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit of power. Like that's like its own form of negging, I guess.
I guess, but it's also like when you're pent up with cum. Because there's nothing worse than throwing like a hissy fit over not getting pussy,
Yeah.
being like, oh god, I'd rather just come and then be like, all right.
Yeah, level your mind out. I wonder if
Yeah.
Mystery, the dating guru, ever used that technique
Yeah.
when he's out at a bar performing his magic tricks, and he's like, "Listen, if you're not going to give me any hold tonight, I'll just go jerk off in this bar's bathroom."
Yeah.
And the chicks are like, "Oh my god!" Suddenly, that goofy hat this guy is wearing is really getting my lips wet.
He didn't throw a pussy hissy fit. He didn't throw a pussy temper tantrum.
Man, temper tantrums to get pussy.
Oh yeah,
Dude, this is the Gen Z generation really coming into fruition.
Oh no,
The soy
they've
boys.
done this since the dawn of time.
You think so?
I'm
You
sure-
think cavemen were?
No, I'm sure any time a guy was just like, his wife was like, I don't want to have sex tonight, he was throwing a pussy tantrum. I mean, the pussy, I mean, in the 50s, it was like hitting him with a pot. But like,
Yeah.
like that was the pussy.
I guess it's calmed down its violence, but the pussy fit.
Oh yeah, the pussy tantrum was at its all-time high.
In the 50s. All right. Anything else to add to that story?
Well, I think that it actually, the funniest part is honestly, when I get home, don't tell the girl, and then have like an even shittier rest of the night.
Yeah, having to shower and jerk off alone. Did you end up jerking off?
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
And
It was one of those cranks that you have to remember, huh?
yeah.
Just because
I
of
remember
the-
exactly what I watched.
Do you remember the title of the clip?
And I'm not going to tell you what it was.
Ah.
No, it was like a cream pie gangbang or something.
Okay.
I did sometimes
Professional stuff.
Well, actually, this was an amateur cream pie gangbang. Kind of the best. Hard to find.
That is hard to find.
Very hard to find.
Because there's not a whole lot of amateurs willing to do that. You know
I almost
what I mean?
missed my flight the other day because I was looking for the perfect video.
Really?
'Cause what sucks is like, you watch too much porn if you've seen all the amateur creep pie gangbang.
Yeah.
Where you're like, crushed that one 2 years ago.
When you've got them saved in a folder.
Yeah. Or you
Oh, I like this one. This one's Old Faithful.
Or you should have the URLs just in the notes app.
Exactly.
It's like
100%. That's
it's
a pro
bits.
move.
Yeah, it's bits, and then it's just like
then your porn clips.
yeah, it's just like Xhamster doc. Well, Xhamster, by the way, you can't go on that every single time. I just click on it, and it's just like your like laptop is contaminated. I'm like, I'm on my phone.
Oh, is that a dirty one?
Yeah, that's the
That one's
dirtiest
got
one.
viruses? Uh-oh.
Yeah, Pornhub's dirty too. I don't get why that's the popular one because every single time it has like pop-ups where, well, it's obviously fake pop-ups. It's just like, if if you don't click on this
Yeah.
big dick pill ad, your
You know what
family will
makes me
die.
laugh today is like those little ads that play before every single one.
They're like Family Guy fucking like
Well,
Family Guy
those,
one.
but like, there's a legion of men. I can't speak the same for women. I don't know how much women are actually out there watching porn or watching the type of porn that we would watch.
Yeah.
But there's millions of men. Like every guy that you know, any man that you meet just randomly on the street, whether he's mugging you or not, every dude knows like the Jerkmate jingle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here at Jerkmate, you can have full control or whatever like their little ad is. I don't know why I can't think of it right now. I see it 5 times a day.
Have you ever seen the video where they're it's these guys, they're at a club and they show like the jerk mate. It's like tired of masturbating by yourself, and the guy goes, "Nah, I'm with my boys," and they're like, "Woo."
No. Is that an actual
Yeah.
ad that plays on them?
No. It's like a viral video. So
You know what? I have seen that, and they're like in a kitchen, right?
yeah, it's the funniest thing I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
yeah,
I'm
that
like,
is funny.
damn.
There's all these like cheap, like you were talking about the boner pills earlier. There's another one this ad that goes around for this thing called Semenex. Have you seen that shit?
No, I haven't.
It's supposed to just like, I guess, make you more
Give you more cum.
fruitful. Yeah, it's just supposed to like make your cum loads like way bigger, which I don't know why anybody would want. Like, why is that like a desirable trait for anybody? It's like cum 3 times as much, and they have this.
I know why.
They have like this video of a guy dumping a load, and you can tell it's so fake. Like, there's like got to be a tube underneath him just feeding this prosthetic jizz.
I get it because I'm kind of a
My
size.
aunt listens to this show.
I'm kind of a size queen when it comes to my nut, so I kind of get it. I've said this on like 30 different podcasts already, so I'm repeating myself. But when I like,
I'm kind of a size queen. When it comes to my
no,
nut.
with my loads, I'm a size queen with my loads. So like, I'll come on myself, and if it's like not like if it doesn't shoot up all the way to like my like abdomen, I'm like mad.
you have to run it back.
Yeah, I gotta run it back. I gotta massage this. I'm such a little slut for
That's disgusting. So you get off on the warm sensation on your belly button.
Oh yeah, I'm gay.
Oh fuck, that is amazing. All right, do you have anything else that you want to add?
I'm trying to think if I have any other story. I'm trying to think if I have any other spooky story.
You can tell another story if you want.
Oh yeah, I wonder if I have any spooky story. Oh, actually, I've talked about this a few times, but I've never. I think you would like this.
Okay.
So have you ever heard of a True People Search?
No. What is it?
You're in for a real treat, buddy. So it's this website where you can figure out someone's age, address, all their family members, mom's maiden name. So I use it.
It's like the white pages, but for real.
Yeah, it's literally like Yellow Book, but for real.
Wow. Or
So-
yellow pages. Sorry.
I use it, but what's funny is I use it too often where sometimes I know things I shouldn't. So I was talking to this one guy And I was talking to this one guy. I was living in Philly, and yeah, he's like, yeah, I got to go back. And I'm like, yeah, you live on Mount Erie, right? On like Bleecker Street. And that's not the name of the street. And he's like, wait, how the fuck do you know that?
What
like,
the
we're not
fuck?
friends. And I'm like,
You just randomly had to like, this guy popped into your head and you just searched him?
oh, well, I'm saying like, if I meet someone, I might just search them.
Yeah.
It's
What's
a weird
this website
habit.
called again?
True People Search.
True People Search. I might have
.com.
to check that out.
Yeah. It's kind of
That
funny.
shouldn't exist.
It really shouldn't,
That's
because
so voyeuristic.
I use it on my I use it on my ops.
my
I use True People Search on my ops. So I'm like, oh, you think you can fuck with me? I know your mom's maiden name.
You're deranged.
No,
my
actually,
bro.
actually, I will. So I don't really have I don't have many funny stories on True People Search. I just think it's interesting because nobody knows about it. But it's just a huge database. But what's funny is it's like it doesn't really update. So it's like certain people are still alive, certain people are still dead. But like I don't know how this stuff tracks anything.
I don't know how the fuck are they getting all this information from people. They have to have like a breach in the DMV system or something.
Yes, that's why I like it, because nobody knows they're on it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like the idea that the DMV is getting fucked and that somebody hacked their system because I hate the DMV. Really hot take right there.
Yeah,
But
actually, well,
it's also
speaking of
creepy.
kind of a weird, well, I'm a very weird I don't know if you figured this out yet,
You're pretty weird.
but my two weirdest habits that I don't do these as much anymore. Fans at home, this is like 2020, Matt. This is peak weird. I mean, 2020, Matt was the weirdest person ever. I remember I went through like a bad breakup, and like I started like a solo podcast, and like it was just didn't release any of it because I listened
That's
back.
the lowest of the low. Anytime
Yeah,
you
yeah.
start any podcast, and I've got two of them.
And and the worst part is because I lived with my parents, I would record it in my car outside in the cold.
What, just like on your phone?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So I'd be like, this fucking Aaron Hernandez documentary is fucking weird, huh? I started to do like a Bill Burr, but it was just like I was like in a really bad place, so
Yeah.
none of it was funny. It was just angry. So like, this fucking thing is all right. Like, comment, subscribe. So during this weird phase, well, actually, I went through two very like 2015 and 2020. Those might have been the darkest deep depths. So 2015, actually no, this wasn't 2015. This was 2017 or 2017 or 2018.
You're amazing with dates.
I'm really good with dates. I just know that's how I'm very chronological with everything.
Yeah.
That's how I remember everything. But I remember when I started stand up in like 2017, 2018 region, there was this guy who was he was kind of like one of these like like when you start comedy and it's like one of the cool guys at the mic.
Sure.
Where it's just like, and you're like, oh, I want to be. So I introduced myself. I'm like, hey, Matt, I'm Matt. And he just goes, who cares?
What a baller move.
It walked away. But this is how crazy I was back then. So I found his Twitter. So I made a fake Twitter account, like a super fan of him, like a super fan stalker. And I was just like messaging him like at first. So I did this for like a year, just
Jesus
harassing
Christ,
this guy.
This is fucking amazing.
So I was like, at first I was just like, yeah, man, your stand up is great. I saw you at the Medusa Lounge. You're fucking amazing. And it's like, oh, thanks, man. And then every message would get progressively weirder as the weeks went by.
Yeah.
Cause I would have like, it got to a point where I was just like, well, I had the True People Search thing. So I was just like, oh, I see you live in this part of town. That's pretty cool. I see you're 29 years old. That's almost my age. We should get together. And he was like, haha, it's cool. Thanks. And I was just creeping this guy out.
This is so like
Just
mob-esque of you.
Well, cause
It's a beautiful home I see you have on 123 Main Street. It'd be terrible if something happened to it.
Yeah, it'd be horrible if some autistic guy showed up. No, but because the thing is, because I just tried to be nice at first. I tried to introduce myself, and he just goes, "Who?" But it was in front of people, and it was just so humiliating. So
Yeah.
I was just like, I have to harass this guy for months.
Yeah.
And it's like, and when you're just starting comedy, it's like, you're like,
I love
have
that
nothing.
you just did this like behind closed doors. Like you
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
want to humiliate this guy in front of the people that he fucking blew you off in front
Yeah.
of.
I kind of, because the thing is, I want the mystery of him not knowing who this is. Because I made a fake account. I made it a girl. I made like a catfish girl. So I made it kind of a girl who was, like in her like mid-20s or whatever. I just kind of, because I also have, I don't even know if I want to get, I have another weird habit that I might get
Okay.
into if you want to keep going.
You roll as long as you want.
Yeah,
Go
okay.
for it.
All right. I might be rolling until fucking 11 o'clock.
Okay.
No, but so I was just like, I just got random pictures of like this like random girl on Facebook. So they don't track anything. Whenever I
Whenever I catfish.
yeah, whenever
This is a real fucking hobby for you.
it used to be, not anymore.
This is
But
hilarious.
okay, so and I'll tell you the catfish thing later. I'll tell you the Hinge experiment thing later. So whenever I do it, I make sure they're not in the same country. So I'll look up Facebook accounts in like Romania or like,
So that there's just no way that this person can be like, you're not real.
yeah. Or there's no way some people be like, I found this identity. It's this girl in Denver or something.
How long does it take to make a fake Facebook?
Oh, it's like 2 minutes.
Really?
And then you just add
up-
a bunch of people. Every guy will add you. It's the easiest thing ever.
And you do each profile just to fuck with one individual person?
I did it to fuck with this one, and this is 2017. The world was very different, folks.
Yeah.
It was Facebook was popular, but so yeah, I harassed him. I was, and then I think I really freaked him out. This is when he blocked me, or blocked the catfish account. I think this guy still doesn't know this, like who's behind this.
Is he still doing comedy?
No, he quit.
Good.
Yeah. I think he's watching his back, but I took pictures from it. So I found this is really fucking weird. There's like there used to be this like showcase, and there used to be like showcases. They'll like put they'll like put photos up, and they won't even they might not tag anybody, but they'll just find them. And like I was able to like doctor the photo into a way where it like looked like it was on a wall. And I was just like, and I was just like, I have this picture of you on the wall, and I worship it every night.
You photoshopped a picture onto your wall.
Yeah, well,
Like you took a picture of your wall and like made it look like you had a picture of this dude hanging on your wall.
oh, pretty much. But I did it like in Photoshop where it was like I made like the blank white thing like into something that looks like a wall. Then I like just put that picture in. And I'm like, this is gonna freak him the fuck out. And he goes, and he did like the thing, because he tried to do like the Facebook like FaceTime thing, just because he was like, what the fuck is it? Is this a real like?
Find out somebody's got to be fucking with me.
Yeah. And then I think the nail in the coffin was I think he looked disturbed.
I'm just so glued to. I want to know what the fuck happened. With this guy.
So the nail in the coffin. So he's like, pick up the phone, and I'm like, that's no way to talk to a lady.
Do you think he figured out that not that it was you, but it was somebody just fucking with him?
I think so, but he'll never know to this day.
Did you ever become friends with this guy?
No, he's a total dickbag. I still hate the guy to this day.
Was he funny?
No, I mean, the thing is, those people, people who are like moderately, they're like, they sustain, like they're okay on stage.
Sure.
They'll have, it's like that. It's like just a regular, like they're not bad. They don't, but they're whatever.
Sure.
So yeah, I psychologically ruined that guy for probably a couple weeks.
I wonder if you actually had any sort of an impact on his longevity in stand up.
I don't know. I think I had a longevity in his life because he gained like 85 pounds.
He's like, I got to start becoming more unattractive.
Yeah. All these bitches.
All these bitches are worshiping me in shrines.
But okay, so the weird catfishing the Hinge catfish thing. Okay. So sometimes, I all this is usually done on a train or airport. I usually don't do this in like my.
This is how you spend your airport time.
Yeah, so I like have
people?
music on because I'm like I don't know, I'm not great with like reading on the train. I'm not great with like, I mean, I know normal people would just like sit back or whatever, but I was just like, I wonder, because I'm not a very attractive guy. So I'm like, I wonder what an attractive guy would be like on Hinge.
So you just want to play one?
So, yeah. So pretty much, I was like, I wonder what that's like. So I found this guy, this Instagram model guy from Germany. Once again, not in the country, so nobody finds that. People probably still don't know to this day that they were just talking to me.
Yeah, that's so funny.
But
there are people out there being like, man, I wonder whatever happened to that person. We had such a good conversation.
yeah, oh yeah,
And
definitely.
God, was he hot.
Oh yeah, well, because the thing is,
Somebody's out there being like, man, I really let that one get away. And it's just this fucking dope in an Arizona t-shirt on his way from northern Philly back to Los Angeles.
Yeah. No, so I created the account and like I just made. Oh, I also did like the cheesy hot guy bio where
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, drinks on me if you like love The Office, or like, yeah, or like trying to find a wife on here.
Dream.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, my dream. Yeah, my dream vacation. Well, and it's just like I say that I travel. I say that like been to like. I travel, my fucking goal is to like travel the world, man.
Yeah.
So, and then so like kind of, I create it, don't really think about it. I'm just like, this is funny. And then, before I'm about to get on the flight, cause you know, I have to get there like 2 hours before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 2 hours that there's 500 matches already.
Oh my God.
So, and I'm getting like these like crazy like that I've like just never seen before, where they're just like, oh man, like you're like, are you a catfish? You're so beautiful. And I'm like, no, I'm not catfish. I'm not catfish at all.
Guys or girls?
Girls. It was all chicks, and it was all like really hot. That was the funny part. It was like,
because
I saw what it was
dudes,
like.
man, they got it.
Oh yeah,
Hot guys got it easy.
And also,
Not you and me, brother.
I was also doing like certain because on the plane I just got the Wi-Fi because I'm like this will be fun for 5 hours.
Yeah.
So I was like so what I would respond to the DMs and I'd give like a Google Voice number, so it actually seemed like a real number.
Yeah.
And all that. So, dude, I did like. I asked them all to come over, and like 600 people were like, yeah, totally. I just didn't follow up with anything, but I was
Right.
like, this is the craziest thing I've
That's
ever seen.
insane.
Yeah. And it was the craziest thing ever. Cause I was just on the plane, just some old lady was next to me.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, what are you on the dating apps on your phone? I'm like, yeah, I'm doing a little research.
So what happens with this?
Well, I'm debating on whether I should make a video about it. Cause I was like I was basically doing it like an experiment. Cause I was saying like what it's like to be like compared to just like a normal person. And like the results are
Staggering.
It's honestly the craziest shit I've ever seen. Like it's like if I saw like a dude blowing a donkey, I would be less shocked than when I saw this. I was like, I didn't know a human being could live like this.
Did you actually like get girls who were willing to come over? Like what time? What's the address?
Yes. No. It was like hundreds of them. That was the crazy part.
Literal hundreds?
Yeah, because it was like thousands of because I just swipe right on everybody.
Right.
And it was
Cast a wide net.
Yeah, it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. and then I didn't give an address, so I didn't follow up or anything. So I just got a billion like question marks when I like arrived back. So my phone was just like buzzing with question
Dude, that
marks.
is hilarious.
Yeah, because I was just like, we'll meet up at 7:30. I'll give you the address later. And it was
All these fucking poor chicks think they're gonna get dicked down by a German model.
oh, dude, it was like 200 messages like, where's the address? Where are you? It was like,
Oh, these poor girls.
oh man. And what's funny is I just jerked off to the thought of being that guy for like a month. I was like,
load on the stomach.
oh yeah, dude, loads on the stomach, loads in the ears, came in my own face, ate my own cum. It was crazy like how, because I was like, oh, there's people that this is their existence.
Yeah.
That they can just like, it's just like all powerful. And what was so funny is like, this is how hot this guy. I'll actually show you a picture of the guy.
Yeah, show me after. Bring it up after.
Yeah. I'll bring it up after. Actually, I don't know because
You still have that Hinge profile logged in on your phone?
not logged. No, this was like a year ago.
Are you actively catfishing anymore?
No. This
You got
is
out of the game?
This was 2021. This is a long time. Actually, 2022. But this was
That was 4 months ago.
this was last year.
Yeah, it was 5 months ago.
Yeah, this was Christmas.
You have not had any sort of transformation. You're still
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So anything like big come of that? Other than you just jerking off at the idea of being a sex item?
Nothing big. It's kind of it's kind of more. Actually, I think the big thing was one person was like one person was on the app and they were like, my boyfriend caught me. Are you on WhatsApp? Like they called us texting.
Oh my God.
So I just like ruined a relationship.
Oh my God.
I caved to that and so hard.
That's your big fucking.
Just ruined
Oh, that's amazing.
ruined
All
a
right.
potential marriage.
That is fucking. You should make a video. I will help you. I'll help you edit that.
Oh
video
yeah.
together.
I'll show
I'm so
results.
down to be a part of
All
that.
right, collab.
Yes. All right, Matt Byrne. Before you go, I do have one more question for you.
Yes. I think I know the question.
Do you think it's too late for me to get on SNL
No, it's not too late. You know, I think we'll both get on SNL.
after this? Yeah.
I think if we made a whole highlight tape, if they're just like, oh man, we need this, we need this in our writers' rooms.
They're
All
gonna
our
hear
good
you-
writers are striking.
They're gonna hear you talking about eating your own cum and be like, "We need to get this on. We need to get this at Studio 8H."
They're like,
Whatever
yeah,
it is.
this sounds like something Stefan would do.
All right, Matt. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Peace out, guys.
Peace.
I'm all ears.
I'm all ears.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. The show's artwork done by the amazing Clay Morrell and the theme song by the one and only B Wood.